Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm Moxie Infernie, and this is my battle for Week 9 of Season 6 of the National Pokeball League Majors, and I will be going up against Matty and his St. Louis Reshirams. Alright, my dudes, so here's the team builder portion of this video. I'll try not to make this too long, just so, it won't take up too much of your time, won't take up too much of mine, but I'll still try to explain my stuff and talk about what I tried to do and what I'm doing this week and all that kind of good stuff. So this week I'm going up against Matty, as I said before. So if you guys don't know, Matty, he in the last 2 weeks has done pretty well. 6-0ing both of his opponents, who were some of the best league players out there, being Gypsy King, who is arguably and probably the best league player out there, and then also Merc, who is very good. He's definitely up there as well. So, Matty's pretty good. He's got a CRA team that he did not draft. He took over Dallas's team. Matty is, I think, 4-0 with that team going into this game. So Matty's definitely a big threat, definitely a very scary opponent. He's one of the best league players out there. I think he's up there in the top 3 with Gypsy, Zazo, and himself. So this is definitely going to be a very tough game, but I'll just put his team on screen and I'll read off. So first he has the big threat, Magearna. That thing is scary. It has been a big part of his last 2 6-0s and just a huge threat. The next he's Mega Charizard X, Landers T, Rotom Wash, Rotom Wash, Decidueye, hopefully I pronounced that right, I don't know, Cobalion, Meloetta, Azelf, Smeargle, Blastoise, Salazzle, and Quillfish. So he's got a very scary team, which he did not draft, but still a very scary draft, so shout out to my man Dallas. He definitely drafted a very solid team there. But yeah, so Matty, it's going to be tough to prep for this game, just because that team's a little tricky, and I feel like, his team is, he has, I guess, yeah, what am I trying to say here? His team is, I guess, better than mine, just matches up versus mine, better than mine matches up versus him. I guess that's what I'm trying to say here, but, I feel like, I still built some threats. I built a team that has some threats, but I feel like I had to go really offensive this game because Gypsy messaged me a thing. That's what that Discord sound there was. But, yeah, I feel like I have to go very offensive way this game because his team, I feel like, it really, how he wins, at least, is setting up with Pokemon and finding situations to set up. And if I can keep pressuring his team and keep at least, maybe not stopping his chances of, like, I can at least stop him from getting a free setup with Magearna or Mega Charizard or something like that, and at least pressure him and then put him in range of me, well, being able to live a hit from, like, Charizard or something, and then being able to knock it out, or just making sure I keep up the pressure versus team. I don't expect this game to be very long. My team is very offensive. I don't have any walls in the sense. My closest single wall is Donphan, which is still fairly offensive. I'll show you guys a set in a bit. But my team is pretty offensive, as you can sort of see from just these 6 mons here. But I'll just go over my team. So, as you can see, we have Salamence, just a mixed wall breaker here with the Life Orb. We got Tailwind, Earthquake, Draco Meteor, Dragon Claw, Max Speed, and Naive, just to speed tie with his base 100s, being really just Mega Charizard X. But I want to make sure I can at least speed tie with that. So, I at least can maybe, yeah, I can hopefully be faster than it. Not sure what his set will be, but I can at least speed tie. And I probably will end up having to take that risk because I don't have a good switch into Charizard. I really don't have anything to switch in. Donphan can take hits decently, but I'm not bulky, so Donphan's not going to be able to take hits too well from that Charizard. So if I do Salamence in against a Charizard, I'm most likely just going to stay and try to knock that thing out and hope that I win the speed tie. Because I need to just stay in and I need to just apply a lot of pressure to his team. That's the approach to this game. So this coverage, I feel like it allows me to hit everything. Draco Meteor is nice just so I can be mixed and hit stuff like Rotom if it's physically defensive, hit Blastoise if it's physically defensive, stuff like that. Even like Quillfish, I can hit that a little harder. Stuff like that, being mixed allows me to hit a little harder from the special side than I do with Dragon Claw, just because I feel like that's what is best in the last move slot. And then, yeah, I feel like it's just the best coverage I can get to hit his team. Tailwind is nice to either help Salamence or help mons like Victini or Keldeo. The mons are pretty fast, but don't have to beat everything on his team. I can hopefully help out with the Tailwind there, so that's the plan with Salamence. Next we do have my Mega Gallade with just 3 coverage moves in Magic Coat, Earthquake, Close Combat, Ice Punch, and Magic Coat. So Earthquake's a little interesting because Close Combat, Close Combat hits most things almost as hard, but I can hit stuff like Magearna, Mega Charizard X, mainly Quillfish a little harder. I could carry something like Zen Headbutt for the Quillfish, but I felt like it just doesn't hit enough other stuff on his team, so I felt like it was best to go for the EQ there, go for the Earthquake. Close combat, just nice stab, hits a lot of things on his team. Then Ice Punch hits everything else, really hits Landorus, hits Decidueye, stuff like that. Just pretty good coverage. Magic Goat's meant. I don't have Stealth Rocks on this team. I'm not carrying him on Donphan. So this can potentially get me up rocks. It can be cool. This thing's also going to be my lead, so if he decides to lead Lando, I can maybe stop him from getting up rocks. At least stop him from getting him up first turn. He can do it second turn, which, like, shucks, but I can at least get up rocks in, so that's helpful. I could also do it maybe against Coalfish, get up some, yeah, if he does bring the Coalfish, he'll probably bring the T-Spikes on that, in which I can set them up. He could then switch out and bring it back in to get rid of them, but I can maybe apply some pressure and poison something first, and then maybe just to help pressure his team. Yeah, just max speed, or near, yeah, almost max speed, just knocked out the Carbalion, I guess, yeah. So yeah, this thing just fast, hits pretty hard. He does not have great switch-ins to it. Even like Rotom gets to a good Blastoise. I think with leftovers, if it's physically defensive, it doesn't, but it's very close to doing it, so it's good enough there. But yeah, next we do my Keldeo, which is actually a Sword Stance and Keldeo. Bringing physical Keldeo because I have balls and I wanted to bring physical eventually, and I felt like this is a cool matchup to do it, and YOLO, right? So Aqua Jet, Close Combat, Aerial Ace, and Sword Stance with the Fighting MZ. Just so I can hit harder with the Close Combat versus stuff like Magearna. It does like a little over half, so that's pretty nice, just to at least pressure out thing, get off some good damage while it can either set up or just kill me. Max Speed Jolly, so I can speed out with Carbalion. I don't think it's too likely to come, but still I want to make sure I can outspeed Charizard, and like I'll still have to be Jolly either way, so I feel like it's not worth risking that, it's not worth trying to risk having a bit more bulk when that probably won't matter that much, so I'm just going to go max speed anyways, because I feel like the speed is more likely to be more important than the bit of bulk that I would gain. Yeah, Aerial Ace hits, Decidueye. I don't really get anything else at it. It doesn't do a whole lot. It does like 35% if he's like max HP and like offensive. So it doesn't do a whole lot, but if I can weaken that thing down or just get it gone, then that's cool. Yeah, Aqua Jet's pretty nice for like Salazzle and Azelf. Some of his fast stuff I can hit pretty hard with that. I think it 2 KOs the Salazzle, so +2 I can OHKO. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty cute. Close combat, just hard hitting stab, you know, just hit stuff. I can't really hit Landorus too hard. Aqua Jet does an okay amount, but I can't really hit it too hard, so that's a little scary, but hopefully Galade can maybe deal with it with an Ice Punch, or like I can hopefully make a solid play on a switch-in and catch it, and Ice Punch. I also do, yeah, I sort of have stuff for Lando. Lando's scary, I think it'll come. Yeah, really the 6 I expect are Magearna, Charizard, Lando, those 3 for sure, then the other ones are a little iffy. I think Decidueye is going to come, I think Rotom's going to come, and I think the last slot, I think he could bring either Salazzle or Coalfish, maybe Azelf. I don't know, it's a little tough for that last slot, but I think that's roughly what he'll bring. But yeah, so Keldeo is just nice and cool. Next up we do Donphan with the Assault Vest, just running 4 attacks. No Rapid Spin because, I don't know, I felt like I wouldn't have a good chance to Rapid Spin, and I don't know, I just felt like it was just nice to just be offensive and take a hit, and, you know, just hit pretty hard while still being able to take hits from like Magearna and, like Salazzle if I need to. I think this Spadef investment was so I don't get 2 KO'd by Life Orb Flamethrower from Salazzle if he carries Fire Blast. I'm gonna hope and assume he misses one of them because he'll be bad if he carries Fire Blast because Fire Blast is bad. I'll be at 4 coverage moves, just Earthquake, Ice Shard, Knock Off, Seed Bomb. Seed Bomb is meant for the Rotom, so I can hit that a little harder on switching because I don't have a whole lot to pressure that thing, and it is a little scary if he decides to switch this thing in to Donphan, which is a pretty likely switch in. So that's why I do the Seed Bomb there. Knock Off hits Rotom, hits Decidueye. Ice Shard helps me check Lando a bit. Earthquake hits Charizard, Magearna, stuff like that. This is just good coverage for his team. I could carry Spin, but I don't know. I felt like I'd lose. I don't know. I just felt like I wouldn't have a great opportunity to spin, and well, it could be awful for like Salamence and stuff. I don't know. I feel like it'd just be a little hard for Donphan to still do its job, I guess, while being able to spin. And also, I felt like it was really hard to find a move slot to spin because I really wanted to have the Seed Bomb there for Rotom. It wasn't really meant to do much else besides that. I guess it's Blastoise a tad harder than Earthquake, but like I'd probably click Earthquake anyways because I don't gain much by Seed Bombing. But yeah, that's Donphan there. So next we got Ditto. Just Choice Scarf and Chill, you know, casual Ditto. This thing's really meant for Lando, so my primary switch into that because Lando kind of messes up my team, but Lando can switch into Lando pretty well, so it's cool. This thing can check Mega Charizard and kind of stop that thing from wanting to just Dragon Dance and Sweep. It can check Decidui-ish. I probably have to sack off mine and then bring in Ditto, but it can be okay for that. It's just kind of nice because my team, I don't have a lot of switch-ins to its spawns, and I feel like it's nice to run Ditto, because that can help me just apply more pressure to his team. Just it's nice to copy some of his mons, especially some of his mons I could sweep and set up. So it's nice to at least threaten him out of doing that, at least in his prep, because he might not want to go for like a sweeping Pokemon, because he'll see I have this, which can potentially check and stop that sweep. So it's nice to have the it's just nice to have this in the back, just to at least make him think twice about trying to set up. And then the last slot, I do have Victini, which is choice specs this week, pretty cool set. So just max speed timid again, got to speed tie the Charizard, it's very important. Just don't want to allow that thing to either hit me first or just get Dragon Dance. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter if I'm faster if he's Dragon Dancing, but still I just want to at least speed tie with that thing. But Psychic, Blue Flare, Energy Ball, and U-Turn. Specs is just nice, it allows me to hit hard. I originally had Life Orb, and I originally had Specs. I thought about changing it to that, just so I can switch up moves, and then I won't be locked into like Psychic or anything. But I don't know, I felt like the power of Specs is really nice. It allows me to hit stuff like Charizard a little harder. It could be kind of bulky on Charizard, in which I do a little more Psychic, which is nice. It does, like, depending on his set, if he's offensive, I think it does around 70%, which is dope. If he's like a little bulkier, it'll do around 60. You know, I'm not sure what his set will be, but Psychic's really spammable versus his team. Something we'll switch in is like Magearna, but like that won't be a primary switch in to this at first, because why would you switch it into a Victini? Because fire move, you know. So that wouldn't be his first switch in, but Blue Flare hits things pretty hard. If Blastoise is weakened down, then I can, or Blastoise, or I guess Rotom, or you know, whatever he brings in, or I guess Lando is pretty weakened down, then I can freely, I can just go for the Blue Flare there pretty freely, which is cool. E-Ball, it's Rotom, Blastoise. But yeah, that's a Victini set there. I think can hopefully put in some pressure. So this team, again, just very, very offensive. Hopefully I won't get 6-0. I don't think I will, because this team's just very offensive. I should be able to at least just pound through his team, at least get at least a couple kills, hopefully. Just pound through it, bam, just offense, just go right through it. So that's the plan this week. That was a little graphic, that little thing I did there. But let's get into the match with Matty in just a second. Alright, jabronis, so I'm back with a battle here, as you can see. So Matty brings most of what I expect. He brings Lando, Magearna, Charizard X, Decidueye, Blastoise, and Qwilfish. So he brings really what I expect for the most part. Didn't bring Rotom, didn't bring Salazzle, but he did bring Qwilfish, which I kind of thought would come. I like secretly thought like in the back of my head it'd come. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't, because like, I don't know, it's a little scary, but he did bring it. So props to Matty, good job there. But my plan is to lead with this guy here. So I can go for the Magic Guard, the Magic Coat, yeah, that's what it's called. And you know, I can block the T-Spike's first turn. He can set him up again, I know, but I just want to get off damage here with Earthquake, see how it is set a bit, as he's going to be able to set the T-Spikes there. So that's a little scary. So here, this was a tough play here. In hindsight, I think I did make the wrong play. I wanted to maybe knock this thing out if he wanted to stay in. I think it's kind of obvious that he wasn't going to stay in, because he would want to switch this thing out. He'd bring in probably Lando or something, then switch this thing back in so we can get rid of that T-Spike there. So I do click Earthquake as he switches into Lando, which I feel like I should have predicted that and gone for Ice Punch. It wouldn't have killed, but I could have scouted his set and then what the fuck, that's not a word. Seen, that's the word I'm trying to say. Could have seen his set. It was a little bulkier, you'll find out in a bit. So, I don't know, it was kind of a tough play. I think in hindsight, just thinking about it a little more, I should have gone for the Ice Punch, but it is what it is, you know. So here I can go into Ditto. He's probably gonna go for like U-turn or something, maybe Rocks. Yeah, I think he goes for U-turn here. Yeah, he does. So from that damage, it was a little tough to scout just because time was a little limited. I mean, not that time really matters a whole lot, because pretty much you can take however long you want with each turn, but like it was hard to scout exactly how much it was hard to scout exactly what his set was, because you know, it just did so little, I couldn't get a great gauge, but it looked like he was not too offensive. It looked like he was pretty bulky. So here, I think I just set up Rocks as he goes into Blastoise, making a nice play. I am Scarf, so I'm locked in Rocks, but that was a really nice play on his part. I should have gone for, like, U-turn, I think. Yeah, that would have been my best play, because this was not, like, an obvious switch-in. I don't know. It was a good play on his part, though, for sure. So, that really sucks for me, because now I need to switch out so he can get off a free spin. So I go into this here, so I can pressure this thing as best as I can, really, with anything on my team. So I could have maybe gone to Solomon's, but I didn't want to lose that just yet, and Draco doesn't Oko, so Go for close combat. I kind of thought he'd switch into this, but like, I don't know. I could have clicked Ice Punch. This was a tough play. Again, maybe Ice Punch was a more logical play because I didn't lose a whole lot from if he stayed in. So maybe Ice Punch would have been better, but like I didn't want him to get off a free skull and get off more chip damage, and then he'd probably switch out the next turn, and I don't know. It was tough to gauge. It was tough to really choose what was the best player. I think again Ice Punch was my best play in hindsight, but it is what it is. So here I think I do switch back into go into Salamence now. Yeah, because I predict him to go for that. So here he brings in this guy, this Blastoise here. I don't really have a great switch in. I decided I just want to get off damage. I know I'm going to die in Salamence. It's awesome to try to keep this thing around, but I don't think I really can afford to. Getting off damage on Blastoise is very important, so I felt like just getting off Draco. Scouting his set a bit, it helps. So it looks like he's it looks like he's max HP with a bit of investment in his in his Spadef, a bit, not too much. Can't totally tell. It could have been like a low roll with max Fizdef, but yeah. So I bring Gallade here as I think I predicted this and clicked Earthquake. No, I clicked Close Combat. No, later I made a play when he brought him Coolfish, I think. I forget. So I clicked Close Combat. I think here I clicked Ice Punch, predicting either Lando or I guess this to come in. Yeah, I was really predicting the Lando, but he brought in this. I'm like, shucks. So here, I can't really switch out. My main switch in for this was Salamence, but you know Salamence is gone, and I don't have much else to switch in. I could maybe switch in Donphan, but he would have the Grass move. I could maybe switch in Victini, but he probably has Ghost move, so it's a little scary. So he actually does show the Rooster, which makes sense. I kind of thought he'd bring it, but I guess I wasn't certain on that. So I think, yeah, so I go for Psychic here, just getting off big damage on the Charizard, threatening him from setting up. I do the Dead in the back anyway, so just go for Dragon Claw, does some chip damage. So it looks like he's kind of bulky. I think that showed he had no attack and got a min roll too, so that kind of sucks for him, but not a huge deal. It shows me that he definitely has no attack there, so that's helpful for me. So yeah, I wanted to, I think, double into maybe Donphan or something. I think that would have been my safest play. I kind of thought he'd switch into this, but I don't know. I thought it'd be a little ballsy. I know that he would know I was specs because he'd run the calc. He's smart, you know, he's going to do it. In hindsight, I should have switched into Donphan because that would have been a still a safe play even if he stayed in. Let's run for like Lewis, but like that would have been a really ballsy play. But still, Donphan would have been a pretty safe play, so I don't know. In hindsight, there are a lot of 50-50s that I lost in that the play I didn't make was the play I did make is the less logical of the two. I don't know, it's a little tough. In hindsight, you know, I could have done a lot of things. I should have done a lot of things, but it is what it is, so whatever. So, I was going to Donphan here because I predicted him to maybe Shift Gear or maybe Trick Room. And actually with this speed on Donphan, I had like 15 IVs in speed, so I'm not going 31. That allows me to be slower than this, so if he does have the Trick Room, I will outspeed him in that. So that was the thought process there. So he does Calm Mind, so at +1. I'm not sure what his set is. If he has modest max special attack, a Floor Cannon will, I think, guarantee knock me out. So it was a really tough player. I wanted to stay in, click Earthquake. It would, I think it would knock this guy out here. I forget the roll. If not, it was really close to. I think it knocked him out though. Yeah, I would think so. I wanted to just stay and click Earthquake, but I don't know. I forget what I switch into. I think Victini. I forget what I switch into. No, it's Gallade, just to sack it off. But he clicks Protect, so I'm like, okay. So I think I just close no, oh. Right. Yeah, this was a very tough 50-50. So I close combat as he stays in. I Ice Punch thinking he'll go into Lando. Tough play there. And then he goes for the sub as I died to Toxic, which sucks because I died. But he gets a free sub, and he also gets the special attack boost, which I didn't think that's how that worked, but I guess it is since I'm just out in the field and I died. He didn't kill me, but that's how it works apparently, so whatever. So, tough 50-50 there. That one, I don't know, I'm not going to say in hindsight I should have made the other play, because like, I'm not going to say that was the better play to make. That was a pure 50-50. It's just, not to say I got unlucky, because like, he read me there, he made a good play. It was a ballsy play, but it worked out. I think I should have clicked Close Combat there, because I was still a nice neutral play, because I think Close Combat plus Ice Punch killed Lando from that range. Well, no, I'd have died to Poison that turn anyway, so I guess that's why I was trying to Ice Punch, be aggressive, and I don't know. Tough play again, but it is what it is. So I bring in this here, I'm like, okay, Blue Flare, bam, that's cool, we can get off, get damage in this, so he does Protect, which was, I did not expect Sub Protect. I expected Sub Calm Mind, and then probably just like, I think, think the coverage I was expecting was like Dazzling Gleam and Shadow Ball, maybe Flash Cannon on there. But he actually had Protect, which was interesting. It was smart. Yeah, it was actually really smart in hindsight. I just did not expect it, so. Solid set on Matty's part. He's able to actually stall out. He is able to stall that out till I die, so at this point I'm like, well, shit, I'm not going to win. So, he protects again, which makes sense. I maybe could have Sword Stance, made a nice play. That had been cool, because Protect was kind of obvious, considering how he was playing it the turns before. He is going into this now, which makes sense. That was way too risky. I had nothing to gain. It was way too risky to try to read him, and that was way too risky for me to go for like Aerial Ace on the switch, and that would have kind of been a waste of. It could have been a waste of returning state in, which I thought he was going to. So I go for Sword Sense, thinking heal. I think Roost here. I guess he doesn't know what I'm gonna have and thinks I'm gonna have nothing for him. So I guess it makes sense. Energy Balling here. I don't know. He didn't. I guess he might have not even known I get any coverage at all for this, which is still gonna do a whole lot. But I'd end up dying to the poison. So I don't know. If he roosted there, that could have worked out. I would have done like 65% there. But it is what it is. So I end up copying his set and find out he does not have Ghost Move. He doesn't have the Spirit Shackle. I'm like, whoa, what? Or I guess it would be Shadow Ball because he's special. But he's Energy Ball, Roost, Haze, and Toxic. Or no, Energy Ball, Roost, Haze, and was it Toxic? Did he have, I think he had Toxic on this. I forget. No, U-turn. That's it. Right, U-turn. Right. So I'm like, well, shit. I can't kill this thing. I Energy Ball as I think he roosts. No, this turn I thought he was gonna roost. I wanted to switch, but I was like, if you Energy Ball, then I definitely get 6-0'd, and I'm like, I want to try to prevent the 6-0. I'm trying my best. So I'm like, I'm just gonna sack off. I'm just gonna sack it off, stay it in until I die. As he makes a smart play, and I think just keeps roosting. Or I think he Energy Balls here. Yeah, he does, and just I died to the poison, so ends up getting more kills with the Quillfish, which everything's dying to poison. My Galay died to poison, my Keldeo, my Victini. So Quillfish has 4 kills at this point. So I'm like, okay, Donphan, I'm not gonna win, but Donphan, can you at least get a kill? Can we stop the 6-0? I'm like, okay, I think I can. I think Knockoff plus Ice Shard should be able to kill, right? I think we got this. So Energy Ball, I do live it. I'm AV, so cool. Knockoff, he's Coldblur. He's Coldblur. It makes sense. It makes sense he's Coldblur. I have stuff like Delayed, even Bisharp, so it makes sense why he's Coldblur. I'm not questioning that, but I'm just like, ah, shit. And then I end up dying to poison, because Matty's the bitch. I don't get why he didn't Energy Ball there. I guess he wanted to get the kill for Quillfish. It didn't matter, but whatever, so we get 6-0, which sucks. I'm sad. I feel like this game, I feel like this was more of Matty playing and prepping phenomenally than my failure. I don't know, there are some plays I could have made better in hindsight. I feel like my prep was still pretty good. I don't know, I feel like it was tough to build for this game and tough to feel too comfortable going into this game. I like the team I brought, I don't love it. I just feel like Matty, as he was telling me after the game, he was building more, he was more so building to play me, not to play my team, which I feel like was very smart. It's really hard to I guess just do that, to, you know, build for your opponent, like the player itself, not for that team, which it's very tough to do. I think I usually am just kind of, I guess, accidentally build for the team, not the player, which is very difficult to do. But Matty, it's very difficult to not do, I guess. But Matty is a smart boy, and he gets his third 6-0 in a row, which is insane. It's astronomical. I believe that's a word. So shout out to Matty for being cool. He's my big bro, but he kind of just, you know, put me down in front of him, just kind of fucked me there. So that was a little sexual and actually illegal, so that's not good. So that's, yeah, Matty, you might get in some trouble for that, but just kidding. Solidly played by my man Matty. So definitely check him out. He's one of the best league players out there, and also he's actually just a really cool person. He's a really nice guy and just a great friend to talk to. So definitely check out Matty. He's also like pretty ripped, and he's got big arms. My arms aren't as big as him, aren't as big as his arms, or as big as him, but definitely, so check him out. As I've said like 5 times, this game was a little upsetting. I think I might make some trades for next week. We do play Riz, so that's exciting. We're 2-6 at this point, so yikes, not looking good. Playoffs are pretty much out of reach. I'm not going to worry about that. I think we do still have a chance, I suppose, but I'm just going to not pressure myself, not worry about it. I'm just going to try to have some fun, not get relegated, hopefully. If I get like 1 more win, maybe 2 more, I should be good, though, to not get relegated. So we'll see how that goes. But next week versus Red should be a fun one. This week, this video was a little shorter, I think, so it was just a little briefer and a little faster. So that's good, I guess, for you guys. But yeah, I'll see you guys with Major PL videos, and next week versus Riz should be fun, so I'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.